Today I'm here to present you with a very exciting project that we are involved with. It's an international project, and it tries to implement an accelerator for AI processes in SMEs. So this is the BSC AI Factory. The BSC stands for Barcelona Supercomputing Center. That's the leading partner. And I will talk a little bit about this exciting project. The AI revolution, I will not spend a lot of time here, but data, HPC resources, namely accelerated resources, and algorithms. That's the triangle, the triad that is needed for artificial intelligence. We have the big players in the market known by everyone. Regarding this area that is now exploding in the media and in the market. This need for data to be processed, to develop all these AI processes. And we have here this map that shows which areas of the globe are more which have more data that is being used by AI processes. This is just an overall set of slides before we go into more deeply into our project. So these are the big companies that are making money, and all of them are American. And because of that, the European Union decided to do some kind of initiative to have in Europe resources for SMEs, for startups, for public administration, and also for researchers to accelerate the usage of AI in the development of services and products. Let's not mix this AI factory concept with the gigafactory concept that is already also going on. So this is for innovation. This is not the AI factories is for accelerating innovation, is not for selling products in the market. For that, there will be in the future gigafactories or the current providers of the market. So these are platforms that will be free of use at the point of the consumer for SMEs and startups and public administration and researchers. Larger companies can also use them, but in those cases we have to be careful about state aid rules. But they are not blocked from using, but they require also some additional verifications. So this is the legal instrument that made the AI factories possible. As some of you may know, the Treaty of Lisbon that regulates the functioning of the European institutions allows for countries to create European entities, autonomous European entities called joint undertakings. Portugal and several other European countries created this Euro-HPC joint undertaking. The first cycle of life in this institution was for research, but then there was this idea of changing the regulation to allow for these AI factories. That was done last year, and then things have been moving very, very fast. Here we have the first set of AI factories that were approved. 2 weeks ago, another set was added to this one. So now we have today we have 19 AI factories approved in Europe. As you can see, although the color scheme is not the most obvious, the yellow ones are the ones that are together with other AI factory. In the case of Portugal, we are together with Turkey and Romania and Spain. So those 4 countries, although it's only there the Spanish flag, in fact, the BSC AI factory is to be implemented by Spain, Portugal, Turkey, and Romania. There are other factories that are also consortia, but most of them are single country. Ours, it's one that has these 4 countries together, and we are working very well with our partners. And so this Portugal, together with Spain and Turkey and Romania, we got approval on the first cutoff so in September last year. We have been working since April, and we are now ramping up to have the factory ready soon. This is more or less how the budget of this AI factory breaks up. We will have 154 million new platform that will be added to a supercomputer that already exists in Barcelona. So the Mare Nostrum 5 is the fifth generation of the supercomputing at the Barcelona Supercomputing Center. It has already several partitions for research, and then it will be added a new partition dedicated for AI, an accelerated partition dedicated for AI and for innovation in AI. This supercomputing, computer, the Mare Nostrum 5, already has an accelerated partition, but it's for research. And usually the process and the methodology of work of researchers and of companies, startups, and SMEs is not the same in the area of AI. So there was this decision of, instead of trying to force two communities to work together with different methodologies, the best would be to have different platforms and have one platform only dedicated for innovation, and then keep the one already existing for research. And so this 154 million new, I would say, AI computer, is being awarded right now. So there was international tender. We should be announcing very soon the contract for the supplying of this machine, and it is expected to be online, tested and accepted by the first quarter of next year. That's the part of the hardware. There will be a small experimental platform also that's for, again, very, very niche applications. And then we will have the support services, the 42 million euros budget support services. That's where we have teams and software and activities to help the SMEs and startups and public administration to use this partition. So Spain is the major partner, but Portugal and Turkey and Bucharest are also involved. In the case of Spain, they also have this associated partner, that's Universitat Politécnica de Catalunya. And in the case of Portugal, we also have Centro Nacional de Computação Avançada as an associated partner. In the case of TÜBİTAK from Turkey and ICI from Bucharest, we don't have associated partners, so that's how the consortium is organized. What are the areas of AI that were considered as the priorities for in our proposal together from these four countries? The areas are these ones: so health, agriculture and climate, finance, energy, communication and media, policy making and public administration. We are not restricted to these 6 areas, but those are the priority areas for AI, for having software specifically tailored for these areas, to have data to support the AI processes, and so on. So we will focus on this and have everything as ready as possible to receive the requests from SMEs and the companies that want to do innovation with AI. This is, I think that's the most important slide that explains how the BSc AI Factory is organized. So we have 4 pillars. This optimized HPC access is the platform that I already referred, the 154 million AI platform to be used. There will be a data repository with already data sets ready for AI, but we expect also that the users, the SMEs, will bring their own data and their own private data and will use them in secure ways. If they want to share it, that's great. If they don't want to share the data, that's great also, because we are talking about innovation, and in many cases, the data is the most valuable asset for a company that is doing innovation. So we incentivize sharing of data, but it's not an obligation, and the innovation users can keep their data private. This data space will have a trusted research environment that sits very high confidence privacy data environment that allows and complies with European law for data that is highly sensitive. We're talking about genomics or talking about the data that is highest level of privacy. Then the other pillars, we will have a software library, and then we have almost one of the most important ones, that is the advanced user support, and I will talk a little bit more about this user support. So I will just skip through this slide. This is very detailed. It's the same 6 areas, then with more information about what we could do in each one. So the methodology that we are thinking about using in this AI factory is to classify all requests for usage in these 3 levels. So we will have low AI readiness entities asking for support or for resources. We have medium readiness and high readiness. And then low readiness will take more time. We have to manage the resources that we put in this effort. We try to give capacity building resources and so on, but training and so on to help these low readiness startups or low readiness SMEs to increase their ability to use these very specialized and very resourceful platforms. Then we'll have the medium readiness and the high readiness with different levels of support. High readiness will be, of course, the easiest ones are those that already know how to use this kind of machines and resources. So this is the same thing now in a different approach. So we are designing a customer journey. So we started by discovery. What I'm doing now is disseminating the reality, the existence of this factory, and so trying to outreach to attract users. Although we don't have still the computer ready and the teams are still being recruited, we already have several SMEs knocking at our door in Portugal wanting to use. Some of them are already starting to use the research partitions, and so there's a growing interest in using this AI factory. Then there will be this part of engagement. So there's a request. We will have to evaluate it, check the maturity, see everything is okay with the data, the resources. So to build the project for providing the service. Then we will have service allocation and use, and then of course some feedback, a feedback loop and improvement to get our service better and better. So our target is to have 2,000 users by 2027. It's challenging, but I think that we can reach these numbers. I will this is a bit of a repetition. This is because in Spain they will use the Spanish supercomputing network that has a presence around the country to use it. We also use that in Portugal. We have a smaller network, but I will not get into much detail in this slide. So what I'm talking about I was talking about is for the access that these 4 countries will have in this platform. But in fact, they are not the only ones that are paying this machine. The European Commission is paying half of the machine and is having half of the resources for its own access mode. So you can apply for the factory directly through the site of the 4 partners. Portugal has a discretionary quota, so we can decide autonomously if some SME in Portugal can use or not the platform. But then you can also apply for the 50% of the European Union on a competitive bid to use the machine, and then these requests will end up in the same platform, but on the quota of the European Union. And then it's being now designed with 3 levels of access: playground access, fast lane access, and large scale access. I will not go a lot in this detail. This is a little bit specific for our Turkish partner. And two of the examples that we have already being used is exactly this Turkish LLM. We are also using the Portuguese LLM called Amalia, but in our case, It started 1 year ago. It was announced by the Prime Minister at the Web Summit, and we at FCT are very much involved in this. And we started 1 year ago, so even before this AI factory was approved, and we are using the Portuguese quota for research in Mare Nostrum 5 to get this development. So we are using the accelerated partition already for the Portuguese LLM. In the case of Turkey, they started to use already inside this early usage mode that we have now, while we are waiting for the final and official partition to be installed. They are still using this. I will not go into detail, but it's just to give you idea that although we are still building up, getting all the documents written and having the machine to be installed and tested, we are already having several projects in Portugal, Spain, and Turkey, and Romania. We have more than 100 already requests for usage for this AI factory currently. Maybe I'm already outdated because the 100 was almost 2 weeks ago. Maybe now we already have more than this. So this is a very interesting, just to close my presentation. Although we are still building the project, we are still developing, we have still some holes to fill. The response from the community has been very encouraging, and we will the next months, even in November and December, increase the dissemination and marketing of this opportunity for SMEs in Portugal, and we'll hopefully have a very good pipeline of entities willing and wanting to use these resources. And as I said, this is free because it's subsidized by these 4 governments and by the European Union. But it's not for making business, not for charging. It's for accelerating AI processes in SMEs, startups, and also public administration. I will be around for any questions that you may have. You can approach me after this presentation. And thank you very much for your attention.